Legend of Yufei, Chapter 69.
Okay, so the setting is Linen, which you have to remember was the capital back then, the absolute hub of political power, intrigue.
Everything. And the event itself, it's happening right out front of the Zaging Temple. Very public place.
And the whole thing is designed to project power, maybe arrogance. It's this huge Leitai challenge. The tagline is basically, defeat all heroes under heaven.
Pretty bold. And apparently it's been going on for a while. Over 20 days, the text says.
Yeah, more than 3 weeks, and nobody's been able to beat the main guy. The message is pretty clear. The court-backed power here is, unchallengeable.
And the person sending that message is the sponsor, Zhang Guoquan.
Right. And crucially, he's the son of Zhang Jun.
Ah, Zhang Jun.
Yeah.
The deputy commander of the rear army. Hugely powerful.
And a major figure in the political faction that opposed and ultimately destroyed Marshal Yufei.
So this isn't just some local tournament. It's a spectacle funded by the lineage the heroes absolutely despise. It's personal, it's political.
Exactly. And then there's this layer of, I guess, irony, or maybe just complex politics. The trainers...
The guys Zhang Joaquin hired to teach him, right? Qi Guangzhu and Qi Jizu?
Yes. And here's the twist. They are the sons of General Qi Fang,
who used to be a subordinate of Marshal Yufei himself, a palace overseer under Yufei.
It's just, wow. Think about their position. These brothers are literally working for the son of the man who was part of the system that led to their father's commander's downfall.
It speaks volumes, doesn't it? It's like they represent the compromised loyalist, someone maybe forced into a corner, having to make deals to survive in this new political reality after Yufei.
Yeah, it really highlights how pervasive Zhang Gun's influence was. He could even pull people from families who you'd think should have been on the other side.
So while Zhang Guoqin is showing off his power at the temple, the real action, the planning, is happening elsewhere.
Right. Let's shift to this inn, because this is where the plot really kicks off. It's a chance meeting.
Almost like fate in the story's logic.
Totally. First, we meet Ting, Marshal Yufei's own son. He's actually in the area looking for his older brother.
And who does he bump into?
Wu Lian, son of General Wu Shangzi, another one of Yufei's really dedicated subordinates.
And the source says when they realize who each other are, they just break down, crying. It's intense.
It's not just, oh, hey, nice to meet you. It's this immediate recognition of shared history, shared loss, deep trauma.
So Wu Lian kind of lays out who's who. He explains the core group, the ones who will actually go to the Leitai.
Yeah, there are 5 of them who will do the fighting. Wu Lian himself, Ting Yu Lei, then He Feng, who's the son of He Wangqing.
The other general.
Right. And Zhang Shibao, son of Zheng Huai. So you look at that list.
It's literally the sons of Yufei's key military leadership, the next generation.
Exactly. And they've got 3 others helping with, like logistics and support, Luo Hong, Ji Chen Liang, and Wang Ying. 8 heroes in total.
Okay, so this brings up the big question, for you listening. Why are they doing this now? What's the trigger?
Wu Lian explains it. His father, General Wu Shangzi, was apparently so devastated after the army was pulled back from Zuxian town and after Yufei's death
that he basically got sick and died from grief, constantly thinking about his commander.
Right. And in this kind of narrative, dying of grief isn't just sad. It's a political statement. It's seen as death caused by injustice.
So his mother gives Wu Lian a mandate.
Pretty much. She demands he seek justice, or at least honor his father and the general. Their primary mission, Wu Lian says, was actually to go and formally mourn Yufei.
So the Leitai.
It's just the opportunity, the excuse. Wu Lian literally says they'll use this reason, Ji and Yu, to get close enough to strike at the son of the treacherous minister.
So it was always planned as just disguised. That makes sense of the preparations.
Absolutely. Ting immediately takes charge of the logistics. He gets 2 silver ingots.
Which is a decent amount of money.
For sure. And he uses it to buy the 3 animals and blessed gifts and 4 big baskets. Standard items for a serious ritual.
Not for celebrating a tournament win, then.
Definitely not. These are for the funeral rites they plan to perform the very next morning up at Kixia Ridge near Yufei's tomb.
Is the public mourning, which kind of validates their actions in their eyes and cements their loyalty. It's all coordinated.
Down to the last detail. Okay, so next morning arrives, the 5 heroes head to the temple.
And the scene is apparently packed. The source uses that classic phrase, a mountain of people and a sea of people.
Yeah, it emphasizes just how public this is all going to be. Everyone's watching. This isn't some back alley revenge.
They hang back at first, watching the current fight. Zhang Guoqin is up against someone apparently well known.
Tumbling mountain tiger, Zhao Wuken from Shandong, reputed to be a good fighter.
But the fight's over quickly.
Yeah, 3 to 5 bouts, the text says. Very fast.
And Zhang Joaquin wins with, well, let's just say poor sportsmanship.
He kicks Zhao Wuken right in the backside as he's falling, sends him tumbling off the stage. Total humiliation.
It's a deliberate show of contempt, isn't it? It establishes Zhang Joaquin's character arrogant, maybe cruel, and it probably makes the crowd eager to see him taken down.
Sets the stage perfectly.
Okay.
And with Zhao Wuken gone, Ting steps up.
The text makes a point of calling him a skinny young man.
Right, a visual contrast to the presumably strong Zhang Joaquin. Creates that underdog feel.
And he refuses to give his name at first.
Yeah, he says something like, let's test our skills first, then we'll talk names. It's a power move. Nail it over status.
Okay, so the fight begins. What are the moves like?
Zhang Joaquin opens strong. Single whip standing horse posture. It's a stable, dominant opening. Textbook stuff.
And Ting.
He's quick, fluid, uses moves like outgoing horse single spear, and young boy worships Guan Yin. They trade blows back and forth. The text says over 10 moves.
So Ting is holding his own. Skill versus maybe just power.
Exactly. He's showing that speed and technique can counter brute strength. Then Zhang Joaquin decides to end it.
He goes for a big finish.
Yeah, the Black Tiger Stealing Heart. A direct, powerful strike aimed right at Ting's chest. Should be decisive.
But Ting anticipates it.
Completely. Ducks right under the blow. And this is the turning point. He dives low, grabs Zhang's left leg and the collar of his coat.
Uses his momentum against him.
Perfect throw. Sends Zhang Joaquin flying off the stage. Lands with a poo-tom sound, the text says. A heavy fall.
The crowd must have gone wild. But the heroes, they weren't done.
Not even close. Zhang Joaquin is down, stunned, maybe injured. And this is where the plan kicks in instantly. Wu Lian moves.
No hesitation.
None. He steps right up to the downed Zhang Joaquin, and before anyone, guards, crowd, anyone can really react.
He delivers the final blow.
A fatal kick.
Yeah.
Straight to the chest. The description is graphic. Zhang Joaquin sprays fresh blood straight out of his mouth. Dead. Instantly.
Chaos breaks out immediately, I assume.
Total chaos. The crowd panics. The Zhang family guards realize what's happened, and the Chi brothers, the instructors...
They jump up, probably realizing they're in deep trouble.
Oh, yeah. But the heroes are already reacting. Yu Lei grabs his double hammers, famous weapon for him.
And starts smashing the Leitai platform itself.
Exactly. It's symbolic, right? They're not just killing the man, they're destroying the very stage his arrogance was built on, dismantling the symbol of Zhang Jun's power.
While this is happening, the other heroes are fighting off the guards. What about the Qi brothers? They're targets too, presumably.
Definitely. Qi Guangzhou attacks, but Yu Lei just deflects his sword with a hammer blow, hits the handle, jars his hand. It's like a warning shot.
But his brother, Qi Jisoo...
Yi Feng goes after him with his whip, and it's brutal. The whip flashes and slices off one of Qi Jisoo's ears.
Wow, that's not accidental. That's deliberate punishment for their perceived betrayal. Serving the enemy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the Qi brothers get the message loud and clear. They realize, okay, one, these heroes see us as traitors, and one as dead or maimed.
And two, Zhang Jun is going to blame them for his son's death. They failed in their job. Heads will roll.
So they do the only sensible thing. They vanish into the crowd, become fugitives themselves.
Smart move. So
Right.
the 5 heroes fight their way out.
Yeah, they manage to break free and regroup with the other 3, Luo Hong, Qi Chenglang, Wang Ying, up at Kixia Ridge, exactly as planned.
And they perform the ritual.
Lay out the 4 baskets with the sacrifices, conduct the mourning ceremony for Marshal Yufei, burn the paper money. They fulfill that part of the mission, the justification.
It seals the political and moral reasoning behind the violence in their view.
Huh.
What about getting away?
Very strategic again.
Yeah.
They have these 4 house servants who carried the baskets and stuff.
Right.
They pay them off, tell them to go back to Nexia. And crucially, they tell them to report what happened to Zhong Lishu.
Zhong Luoshu.
Yeah.
Another official known for being loyal, sympathetic to the Yufei cause, right?
Exactly. So they're making sure their version of the story Righteous Revenge gets logged through a friendly channel before the official imperial report from Zhang Jian hits. Controlling the narrative.
Clever. And then the 8 heroes themselves.
They don't stick around. They take off immediately, using a back mountain path, heading towards Yunnan province. Get distance from Linden fast.
Trying to outrun the inevitable pursuit. Which brings us to the fallout. Zhang Jun hears the news.
He gets a report. Son publicly executed. Hired trainers fled. He must have been absolutely furious.
What does he do?
Immediately sends 2 commanders with troops After the heroes. But the source implies it's too late, they're already gone. A futile gesture.
And the Chi brothers.
He puts out warrants for their arrest. They're scapegoats now, blamed for negligence or even complicity.
And the big one, he reports it up the chain.
Yes. He reports the murder of his son directly to the imperial court, which instantly turns this from a personal tragedy or a local brawl into a major political incident at the highest level. Let's focus on these two guys, Wang Yang and Li Ji. The story paints them as incredibly devoted. After Yu Fei's death, they dedicate themselves completely.
For years, right, 2 or 3 years, wearing mourning clothes, eating strictly vegetarian the Changzai, and just praying constantly at temples.
Their whole idea was, okay, the human courts failed Yu Fei, but surely the gods, the underworld spirits, they're upright. They must deliver justice.
They didn't, or at least not quickly enough. Time goes on and nothing happens for Yu Fei's cause.
And you can feel their frustration just building. They start seeing the world as, what's the phrase, a turbid world.
A murky, chaotic place where, and this is the line that really hits, the treacherous prosper and the loyal suffer.
Oof. That's bleak. That's the moment your faith really gets tested, isn't it?
Absolutely. You've poured everything into devotion, and the result is silence. So what do? They snap.
They stop praying.
And start smashing. They go from temple to temple, cursing the deities, breaking statues. It's this incredible act of protest.
Like they're shouting at the heavens, do your job or you don't deserve our worship.
Pretty much.
Which brings us to this very specific, very atmospheric scene.
Yeah, the story sets it on the 18th day of the 8th lunar month. That's the big day, traditionally, for watching the Qintang River tidal bore.
A massive natural spectacle. Supposed to be amazing. Wang and Yang actually suggest they go watch it, maybe find some sort of solace or distraction.
But even nature lets them down. The tide isn't spectacular at all. It's just an undercurrent, a dark tide.
Yeah, so instead of awe, they just feel even more depressed, more melancholy.
And it's in that mood, wandering around, that they come across another temple, the temple of the tidal god, Si.
And they realize the god inside is Wuzixu.
Okay, Wuzixu. He's a really significant figure here. Historically, a famous general betrayed and forced into suicide.
Right, and legendarily he became this powerful, often vengeful water deity, tied to the tides, in fact.
So Wang Neng and Li Zi see him, and they basically use his own story against him. Exactly. Their argument is fascinating. They say, look, Wuzixu knows betrayal. He suffered it himself. He sought revenge. How could he, of all gods, ignore the injustice done to Yu Fei?
Especially since Yu Fei died serving the nation, not just himself.
Precisely. So if this god, Wuzixu, won't act for Yu Fei, then he's useless. He doesn't deserve a temple.
Wow. That's challenging a god based on his own resume, essentially.
It really is. He just yells, why keep such a god? Let's smash him.
And they do. They grab whatever's handy, bricks, stones, and just go to town on the statues. Wuzixu, his attendants, all smashed up.
And the text notes this immediate effect, this feeling of relief.
Yeah.
It let out a bit of the rage pent up inside them.
A very physical, destructive form of catharsis. So what do they do after committing divine vandalism?
What else? They go get drunk, find a riverside wine house, drink heavily, eat meat again after years of vegetarianism, cry, sing angry songs.
Just letting it all out.
Yeah, until they realize the city gates, the Ho Chao men, are closed for the night. They're locked out.
So drunk, furious, mourning, locked out. Where do they end up?
Passed out right next to Yu Fei's tomb at Qixia Ridge. It's almost like they're drawn there.
And sleeping it off by the tomb of the man they're fighting for. This is where things take a turn.
A big turn. Suddenly, they're woken up, not by guards, but by this incredible celestial scene unfolding. They hear a voice commanding, Yu Fei receives the edict.
An imperial edict. From who?
From the Jade Emperor himself, the highest authority in the Taoist pantheon. And who's delivering it? None other than Wuzixu, the god they just smashed.
Whoa. Okay, so Wuzixu is the messenger from the Jade Emperor to Yu Fei.
And they see Yu Fei and his son Yu Yun kneeling respectfully to receive this heavenly decree.
So the heavens are responding. What does the edict actually say?
It starts by laying down the law, basically. Heaven's principle is altere, reward the good, eliminate the treacherous. It confirms their basic worldview.
Okay, good start. Does it name names?
Oh, absolutely. It specifically mentions Wuzixu's official report. Apparently he was paying attention and condemns Qinhui for his treachery. It also names Mokiji and Luo Ruji.
Accomplices.
Yes, but then there's this stunning detail about Qinhui's wife, Wang Shi.
Right, you mentioned this. It accuses her of what?
It accuses her flat out of adultery with the enemy general, Wozu Senyu.
Wait, the Jade Emperor's official decree includes accusations of infidelity. That seems intensely personal and political, even for gods.
It's brutal. It's not just about treason. It's about utterly destroying her reputation, painting the villains in the worst possible light to justify the punishment. Maximum condemnation.
A divine character assassination.
Okay, what about Yufei? He's praised. His loyalty, his diligence, his family's virtue. His virtue is complete. And crucially, his ghost, his yin soul, is given permission to act.
Permission to do what? Full revenge.
Not quite full revenge yet. This is key. He's authorized to seek out the traitors and give them warnings, omens. Basically haunt them, scare them.
Ah, so warnings first, not the final punishment.
Exactly. The edict is very clear. The full judgment, the actual punishment in the underworld, will only happen after the villains die naturally, after their allotted lifespan ends.
So justice is guaranteed, but it's on heaven's timetable, not necessarily immediate death.
Right. And then comes the most amazing part, especially for Wang Neng and Li Zi, who are witnessing all this.
What's that?
They are explicitly pardoned for smashing Wu Zixu's temple.
Pardoned? For vandalism against a god.
Yes. The decree says their actions, though destructive, were motivated by commendable loyalty and righteousness. Their protest was, in a way, divinely sanctioned after the fact.
That's incredible. Their extreme loyalty excused their extreme actions.
It completely vindicates them. As the vision ends, Wu Zixu gives Yufei something called the Unrestricted Travel in Heaven and Earth token.
Oh, like a backstage pass for ghosts.
Sort of, yeah. A celestial hall pass. He's now officially empowered to roam and begin his haunting campaign.
And does he start immediately?
Instantly. The story cuts right from the tomb to Qinhui's mansion, his Wanhua Lu, his flower tower.
Is Qinhui reflecting on his deeds? Feeling remorseful?
Not a chance. He's literally in the middle of planning another purge. A new meet, targeting the remaining loyal generals like Han Shizong, Zhang Xin. He's caught red-handed, plotting more treachery.
Perfect timing for a haunting.
Couldn't be better. Suddenly, Yufei's ghost appears, along with two spectral attendants, Wang Heng and Zhang Bao.
And it's not subtle, is it?
Not at all. Yufei doesn't just whisper warnings. He takes a hammer and strikes Qinhui down.
A ghostly hammer blow.
Apparently. Knocks him flat. Qinhui just screams, "Spare my life! Spare my life!"
Pure terror. So Yufei just incapacitated the prime minister with fear.
Pretty much. Then Yufei tells one of his ghost attendants, Zhang Bao, to stay behind and just cause chaos in the house. Meanwhile, Yufei himself zips off to haunt the other traitors, named in the edict Mochizi, Luoruji, Zhangjun.
Spreading the fear around.
Oh yeah. The story says they were instantly terrified, making vows, praying frantically to any god they could think of.
What about the chaos back at Qinhui's place?
It's pandemonium. Qinhui's wife, Wang Shi, hears the screams and sends maids upstairs to see what's wrong. Zhang Bao, the ghost, beats them up,
Ghostly beatings.
causing them to tumble down the stairs screaming about ghosts. Complete mayhem.
So who finally figures out what's going on?
A servant named He Li finds Qinhui collapsed, still just babbling, "Yufei, spare my life."
Smart servant.
Very. He Li immediately puts two and two together and promises Qinhui he'll arrange a big Buddhist ceremony tuli at the famous Lingyin temple the very next day to appease Yufei's spirit.
Does that calm Qinhui down?
Instantly. The moment appeasement is promised, Qinhui snaps back enough to order He Li to take a huge sum, 200 taels of silver, to the temple for the rituals. The fear translates directly into action. The warning worked.
Wow. So the ghostly terror campaign is immediately effective. What about our original guys, Wang Neng and Li Zi?
Well, they wake up from this incredible dream, probably with massive hangovers, head back into the city.
And what do they hear?
They immediately hear the gossip. Everywhere, people are talking about how the traitors' households are in chaos. Ooh, every family making vows, everyone terrified.
They must have been overjoyed.
Completely. It's instant confirmation. Their dream wasn't just a drunken fantasy. Divine justice is happening. Their faith, which was shattered, is restored in a flash.
And what's the first thing they do now that their faith is back?
They decide they need to fix Wu Zixu's temple. They pick a date to repair the damage and recast the statues they smashed.
From vandals to restorers, all because their prayers were finally answered, albeit in a very dramatic way.
Exactly. It brings the whole episode full circle. And the narrative closes with that very famous, very potent moral.
Which
Which means, roughly, vast heaven cannot be cheated. Spirits are aware just 3 feet above your head. Good and evil always bring consequences in the end. The only difference is whether they come sooner or later.
A powerful message of eventual, inescapable justice.